because now we're going to use an oval. So now I've taken a Unique and Creek oval board. Okay, we're gonna, at the top you'll see our Unique and the Creek logo, and you'll see the 1 and the 2. That is the top of your oval board. What we're going to do is we are going to we're going to decorate this oval really pretty. We got some gorgeous ribbons going on. Ready? We got this daisy ribbon. We have some black and white striped ribbon. We're going to do this pretty monochromatic. And then I have a little bit of black and white Swiss dot. So this is 2.5, 2.5, 1.5. We're going to decorate this up. And then once we're done, we are going to attach our daisy to our, actually I don't know if I like these green leaves. I might take them off. We're going to attach our daisy to the oval, and check out this. We're going to add this gorgeous bow, and I just happen to have ribbon that almost matches it. So the bow is, and we're going to use this ribbon, and this ribbon for tails. And our little daisy that we made on the small board is going to be our focal point with our bow. I am going to take the green leaves off. Flip this over, and so easy. Pull them out. There we go. Easy peasy. I'll use them on another design. So because I am having my daisy, already it looks better. So because I'm going to be having my daisy more near the top than the bottom is going to have the big bow. On the oval, I am using row 1 to 1.5 right in the center. This is the top. There's the hanging holes. I am skipping 2 rows and putting a zip tie. And then on the other side, I'm skipping 2 rows, putting a zip tie. And then I'm skipping 2 rows again, putting a zip tie. Skipping 2 rows again, putting a zip tie. That takes us down to almost the bottom. And then at the bottom, I just skipped 1 row. And the reason I did that is because you'll see more ribbon tails and more mesh at the bottom of our oval than you will at the top. So total, you need 8 pieces. We're going to do 8 pieces of 20-inch mesh. So I am using this black and white border stripe mesh. I've already cut all my mesh. So you have more than a roll, or more than half a roll. So this big wreath is only taking less than half a roll. So we have 8 pieces. So I already put some on there. So I'm going to put my mesh on first. And I'm just using a kerfuffle. Okay. So this is a 20-inch piece. Curl up. I'm bringing the bottom to about the middle. Okay, and then I'm bringing the top just over the bottom. And I'm going to pinch it right up the middle. So you make this kind of bow. I'm flipping it down so I don't see the cut edge. And I'm putting it right where I pinched it in the middle, right on top of my zip tie, and do it up. So you need 8 of them. And this is the center one. All right, so you get all your mesh onto your board. We're going to go around and snip this off, the tail. All right. And then we're going to go over top of that zip tie. Now, if you have pipe cleaners, you can do this with pipe cleaners or PVC stems. I just like zip ties. So I'm going over top of the existing zip tie that the mesh is in. And we're going to add some ribbon tails. So in total, we're only using 16 zip ties. So that is not a lot. Alrighty, so we have 8. We're going to need 8 pieces of ribbon. Okay. So I'm using 8 of this one. I'm using 8 stripe. So it kind of matches my bow. And I'm also using 8 pieces of this 1.5, because if you notice, there's little black and white dots on my big bow. So we're going to purl up number 1 all the way to 14. I need 4 pieces of the daisy. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 pieces of each of our ribbon. And I'm going to dovetail it. So we've got our striped and our daisy. So I like to make my ribbon packets. That way everything's ready to go. Swiss dot inside our packet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to step my ribbons, all 3 of them. Okay, I want these striped on the back. And I'm doing all my tails the exact same way. And then I'm going to take my 2.5-inch daisy. The bottom of the daisy ribbon is going to go along the center of the stripe, just like that. And I'm lining up the creases of the center here. And then my Swiss dot is going at the top, and the bottom of it is running along the middle of the daisy ribbon. Okay? And now I'm going to pinch all 3 of these right up the middle and flip it upwards. Okay, so when I do it like this, all my ribbon tails will be the same all the way around my wreath. Then I'm going to take my ribbon tails, I'm just going to put it right on my mesh and come around with the zip tie. Now, if you're experienced, you can do your mesh and your ribbons at the same time with 1 zip tie. But since we do get a lot of beginners, I usually do it the basic way. Alrighty, there's 1. Doing the exact same way, striped, daisy, Swiss dot. Okay, all 3, pinch it up the middle, flip it upwards. I'm going to put the middle of that right on top of our zip tie and zip around. Now I have the ribbons all going towards the outside of the wreath, because don't forget we're going to put a big daisy and a big bow. So we don't need a lot of mesh and ribbons on this, okay? It's just more for filling in spots in the decoration. And you'll see what I mean when we get there. So when you do step your ribbons like this, there's a lot of, I've never seen anybody else do it. I do it all the time, but it's a no-brainer if you're trying to keep your ribbons going in the same pattern. Ooh. Isn't that pretty? Now Jackie did teach us on one of her lives with Make It Like Jackie. She did teach us, guys, how to make the big bows that she makes. So if you go check YouTube, go under Make It Like Jackie, and you will see how she made these bows with chicken wire. So she showed us. I'm just lazy. She sent me one. Okay, last set of tails. So I make sure my ribbons are like the same size on both before I do my zip tie up tight. So the top is right here. We are going to get our daisy. And I'm going to put it, see, when I put it down, you don't see hardly any of the mesh anyways, right? At the top. And that's why I spread it out farther at the top than the bottom. So I'm going to take a couple pipe cleaners. So I'm going to take twist on one side, twist on the other, and I'll put one on the top too, just in case. And we're just going to go down with our pipe cleaner and attach it to the board. So I'll do the top one first. I'll flip it over so you guys can see where I actually attached it. I'm just loosely tying or twisting it on the back until we get all the pipe cleaners on. Isn't it cool? It's a big old 3D daisy on your wreath. Cheaper than any wreath attachment, that's for sure. Cheaper to make, I mean. There we go. All right. So I got all the pipe cleaners on. Pull that one. See, now you don't see the board, and we didn't waste all kinds of mesh and ribbon. You can see all our ribbon tails. Right? Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Okay, so here's the top pipe cleaner right down the center of my daisy. All right. And then the two sides. That's all you need to attach. And I'm pulling it pretty tight because It's not a poofy wreath, meaning like there's not a lot of mesh underneath where the flower is, so it can sit nice and flush. And then I'm cutting off pipe cleaners. I'm putting them back down. Isn't that cool? So again, just to recap, we did the center. This is where I put my zip ties and my mesh and ribbons. The very center, hole 1 to 1.5. I skipped 2 rows, went to this row, skipped 2 rows, and went to this row. Now is towards the bottom, because now the bottom you'll see more because the daisy is not covering it. So I went from here, I just skipped 1 row, 1 row, 1 row, 1 row, and then I did the exact same on the other side. So there's only 8 pieces. While it's flipped over, I am going to put a zip tie down, back up, and do it up, and that's our hanger. Oh my God, it's so cute! Isn't it cute? All right, and then the bow, I am just gonna put like right there. Okay, so I'm gonna move these down. Make sure all my tails are facing towards the out, because my bow will take up most of the bottom here. And like I said, if you don't have a big bow, you can just make a ribbon bow. And you can do it monochromatic. So if you like the pink daisy ribbon, get pink ribbons or whatever to match to keep it monochromatic. All right, so I have a pipe cleaner on the back of my bow. I'm just going to put it right straight down the center here. Right down the center, like that. Make sure all our tails are not stuck under here. And we got one very different, and believe it or not, this will probably still fit between 2 doors. This is wired, the bow, but you can flatten it still too, and it'll still look just as good. And it would still fit between 2 doors. And a cute daisy. I love it. It turned out better than I thought. Woo! I loved it. I love it. I love it. It's better than it looked like in my head. And there we go, my friends. It's actually very light. It's not heavy at all. And it's only 28 inches. It's 28 inches long from tail to tail, and it is 21 inches, and that's the tip of the tails, 21 inches wide. It's really, yeah, I'm glad I got rid of the leaves too. Keep it all black and white, and see how the yellow, the daisy just pops. And there you go, my friends. Something else to play with. Something else to do and make, because this will stop people in their tracks. I promise. There's the back. Oh, let's clean up the back. And what are you going to do if you're selling this? Okay, so there's the back. So these pipe cleaners are the daisy, top, and then the two sides. And then the bottom, right in the center is where, right there, is where I put my big bow. I love it. It is super different.